Welcome to Opinion Journal Live. I'm Jason Riley, and joining me first is someone who's going to talk about big labor and the fallout from Wisconsin on Tuesday. Welcome, Allysia Finley, the assistant opinionjournal.com editor. Welcome.
Hi, Jason.
So, Allysia, most of the talk this week has been about Wisconsin and organized labor's failed attempt to oust Republican Governor Scott Walker. But the reality, as you've written and followed closely, is that Wisconsin is not the only place where labor suffered a big setback this week, right?
Well, I think perhaps an even bigger deal are the pension reforms that happened in San Jose, which is a fairly liberal...
California.
Yeah, San Jose, California, which are probably some of the most aggressive pension reforms we've seen in the country in recent years. Okay,
and there were a couple votes on ballot initiatives, I believe, in California, one in San Diego and one in San Jose, the second and third largest cities in California after LA. So we're talking about some rather large populations. Talk about, well, let's start with San Diego. What happened there? What was the reform that voters favored there?
Well, the San Diego ballot initiative shifted new employees to defined contribution plans, which would permanently get taxpayers off the hook for future liabilities.
Okay. And in San Jose, they went even further, correct?
Well, insofar that they actually affect current workers,
right,
which very few cities or states have done.
Okay, okay. Another thing that was remarkable about California is that these votes weren't even close, Allysia. We're talking about 66%, 70% of voters favoring this reform, right?
Yeah, these were landslides. I mean, it really indicates that there is a mandate for reform. And I've been told that Governor Brown is actually taking this seriously and is going to push a reform agenda in the next month or two, in part in hopes to get his tax hike passed in November.
Okay, and this is one of the reasons that supporters, or I should say the anti-reformers, supporters of the status quo, don't want voters to directly get a chance to vote on these issues, correct?
That's right. I mean, the Democratic legislature will not put pension reforms up to a vote in the state because they know it would pass. Polls overwhelmingly show huge support, even for things like defined contributions for new employees.
Okay. Now, in San Jose, you mentioned that current workers are going to be affected by the reforms, and that has drawn some threats of lawsuits from the unions. Now, what would be the basis of these lawsuits?
That's right. Contract law, basically, California Constitution forbids the government from impairing contracts, and the unions argue that pensions, even those that have not yet been earned, are part of those contracts, which is a little bit ridiculous because your salaries, you're not guaranteed your salary for life, so why are you guaranteed the pension benefits for life?
Okay, California's referendum process takes a lot of knocks from other parts of the country, but sometimes, and I think this is one of them, you understand the importance of it, the ability of voters to bypass the special interests, and in this case, the unions, big labor, and actually get some reform done that the lawmakers simply refuse to act on.
I think that's right, and I think this November you'll see actually a very big initiative that the unions are pouring a lot of money into killing, which would prohibit unions from using member dues on political spending, political causes.